Chapter 567. Thanks to Paul's information, Alex sent Adam a message asking him to investigate Paul Phillips and his wife's personal information as well as their track record at the petrochemical company. At the same time, he asked him to check the relevant information of Oris Continental Technology. While Adam was working on the tasks, Paul was enjoying the flattering words and admiration of his friends. This group of old people mostly worked in government sectors or state-owned enterprises. Most of them were regular staff who had spent their years working hard for the company. They were earning a few $1,000s a month, which fell short of the best but better than the worst. Hence, Paul, who was in the senior management of the petrochemical company, made them very envious. The petrochemical company provided the perfect track of performance and revenue. Although the management team in a petrochemical company was not its core cadres, it could be regarded as one of the prominent positions in the company. Based on their salary package and employees' welfare, it was a lucrative career that surpassed everyone in the room. What's more, his son-in-law was the CEO of a company that was about to go public. A listed company could garner a net worth of several billion or even tens of billions. Joey was still so young, he would likely be a super-rich man given a few years. Trump felt defeated and upset. Back then, Paul had indeed been his defeated opponent. He went after Natalia with great efforts, but she had ignored him completely. On the contrary, Natalia and Trump had fallen in love at first sight. Paul was spreading falsified rumors about how Natalia only saw him as a backup. It was total bullshit. Back then, he and Natalia were madly in love and had even wanted to get married then. Natalia had even lost her virginity to him. Unfortunately, Elaine, the shameless vixen, had set him up. She made him drunk, did the deed with him, and went to flaunt it to Natalia. Natalia had been heartbroken and left the country. In summary, Elaine was the cause of everything that had happened to him. If it weren't for her, he would have gotten married to Natalia, furthered their studies abroad together, and started their lives together there. As the memories flooded Trump's mind, he was bombarded by a mixture of feelings and overwhelming bitterness. It was so painfully bitter that he felt like crying and couldn't be bothered by Paul's attack. At this moment, Alex received a reply from Adam. He had obtained the detailed information of Paul and his family in just a few minutes. Paul, the deputy chief of the sales department of the petrochemical department. He seemed to have quite a bit of authority with a lucrative salary package, but he took quite a large amount of kickbacks and bribery. On the surface, it seemed as though he only earned $20,000 of wages a month, but the fact was he had bribed thousands of millions of dollars using his position as a mask. Some of the assets he embezzled had been transferred to offshore accounts overseas, some under his daughter's name, and some were laundered by investing in Joey's company. As for Joey, he was a loser who had failed many times in his business a few years ago. When he found out that Paul was a small-time leader with real authority in the petrochemical company, he had pursued his daughter and had gotten her pregnant. They had gotten married immediately afterward. He had asked Paul to support his business, thus, Paul personally funded $30 million for Joey to start up his company. Moreover, Joey's Oris Continental Technology was essentially a money laundering company for several illegal casinos in Oris Hill. They had established an internet crowdfunding app that imitated a fundraising website for sick patients, but in fact, the so-called donations came from multiple accounts in the underworld. The money was aggregated into a large pool, then, it would be distributed to the virtual patients in millions of dollars. That was why the company's track of performance seemed perfect in the book. Ironically, the biggest client of Joey's company was Don Steven. Steven owned several underground casinos in Oris Hill that he laundered the money through the company's crowdfunding app. A gratified smile appeared on Alex's face as he read the messages. Paul, Joey, I will let you enjoy this for a few more minutes. When you have had enough, what awaits you is endless darkness.